Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744, and today, guys, we do my 2025 predictions for the year 2025. So, as a yearly tradition, guys, every single year on January 1st, I do a yearly predictions video. And for this year, since it is 2025, we're going to be doing 25 predictions. And, guys, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you guys enjoy your New Year's and let me know your predictions in the comments below. And I will give brief descriptions and why I made those predictions. And yeah, like I said, guys, enjoy and sit back. So we're gonna start with the first prediction we got here is Liverpool to win English Premier League. I just think for me they're the most consistent team. I just don't see Liverpool really have. I just feel like Liverpool are just way too good for the rest, and I just feel like the rest of the other teams have their own issues. Like Chelsea are too young. The squad isn't there yet to compete for a title. Arsenal don't have a clinical striker. They don't have an elite striker. And Manchester City are just in a complete, absolute mess. So, really, for me, it's Liverpool's title to lose, and I do think they're going to win the title. I do think they're going to win the title. And, guys, I could see Liverpool even reaching 90 points, which we haven't seen in a while. So, I do think Liverpool will win the title. Number two is Atletico Madrid. I think they're going to win La Liga. It pains me to say this as a Barca fan, but as a Barca fan, I just don't think we have enough squad depth. I also feel like this team is also very young. And my thing with and see when it comes to Real Madrid, I just feel like for me, Real Madrid, I just don't think have as good as a bench as Atletico Madrid. I just think Atletico Madrid's bench is superior. And also remember, guys, look at how many goals Atletico Madrid have scored in stoppage time. The amount of late winners they've guys got. And to win a title, you're gonna have to get a lot of those kind of points, especially points from losing positions. And I believe they have the record most points this season that has got the most points from losing position. So I just feel like for me, they have the character, they have the mentality, and I'm gonna go with Atletico Madrid. I do think Atletico Madrid wins La Liga. I really hope I'm wrong with this prediction, but I do think Atletico Madrid will win La Liga. Number three is I think Inter's gonna win Serie A. I just think that Inter for me have the best squad, the most depth as well, and I just feel like the two teams that could challenge them are Napoli, Atalanta. Atalanta, as amazing as I would love to see it, I just think they're gonna fall short. I think the second half they're gonna have a drop off. And Napoli, I also feel like the same thing's gonna happen to them as well. Even though they have one European game, I just feel like Napoli will get tired out, fatigued out, and I think Inter, because they have such a superior squad depth, I think they're gonna run it through, and I think Inter will narrowly win the title. It will be close, guys. It won't be as easy as last season, but I still do think Inter will win this title. Number four is I think Bayern Munich will win the Bundesliga. I just think for me, Bayern, Vincent Kompany has made Bayern into an electric attacking team. The team is now scoring more goals than regular, and I just feel like this team is looking very solid. And I just feel like for Leverkusen, I just think the bad start they had the season may have haunted them because now they're picking up form. But I just think Bayern's gonna just do it. I think the Bayern's gonna do it by the skin of their teeth, and I think Bayern will narrowly do it, guys. But I do think Leverkusen will push it to the very end, and I do think Bayern will eventually come through. Number five, PSG win Ligue 1. No need to explain this one. PSV to win their Eredivisie. The other teams, Ajax and Feyenoord, not consistent enough. PSV are way too good for this league. Prediction number seven now, Benfica to win the Portugal Liga. When I look at the other two teams, right, Sporting and Porto, I feel like Sporting for me, I just feel like the Ruben Amorim departure is going to affect them. I also don't really trust their new coach. And I just think that for me, Sporting, there's just a lot of issues with the management. There's also a potential possibility that Gokares might leave. Gokares leaving will be the disaster for Sport because I'm telling you this right now, guys. If Gokares leaves in January, oh, the title's done. They're definitely not winning the title. So I just feel like for me with Sport, there's a lot of question marks, a lot of uncertainty. What's going to happen? And for Porto, I do like this team and I do think it's a good team. But I just think that issue for me with Porto is just they're not consistent enough. Now you can say the same with Benfica. The same could very well be said with Benfica. But I just feel like for me, Benfica, for me, I just feel like I have a better squad. And I just feel like for me, I just trust them more. I just trust them more. And I feel like too much has changed at Porto. Whereas Benfica, not a lot has changed. So I just feel like there's more stability, and I think that's the reason why Benfica's gonna do. But like I said, guys, this is close. Like this is like 50. This is like 50, 33, 33. Like any of these three teams could win it. So it's a close one, but I'm giving the Benfica the slight edge. Galatasaray win the Turkish Super League. I just think they're heads and shoulders above the rest. And Fenerbahce, the less said, the better, and they probably need to sack Mourinho. pains me to say. Prediction number 9, Chelsea to win the Conference League. They have the best squad. They should win this competition. Then I'm going to go with Bilbao. I think Bilbao win the Europa League, guys. I just think that for me, the other teams that could rival them for the Europa League are Manchester United. And guys, Manchester United are a complete clown show. I'm sorry. I just don't see Manchester United doing it. Roma, no. I'm sorry. They've been so bad this season. Frankfurt, like, there's not a lot of competitors. And I just feel like Bilbao, because the playing field is so weak, I'd say, and very open. I also feel like because the finals are San Mamés, I think it's a huge driving factor what could lead Bilbao to win the Europa League. I also feel like Bilbao's home form is going to be very crucial for them in the knockout stage. So I'm going to go with Bilbao to win the Europa League, and that's my prediction there. Number 11 is I think Liverpool win the Champions League. I just feel like because Liverpool, I feel, will wrap up the league and like probably early April, I could say, maybe late March. I think Liverpool can really come alive in this Champions League knockout games because with the league is already almost done, they can put all their focus in Champions League. And I just feel like for me, Liverpool's squad this season just looks so solid. Their attack looks great, their defense looks great, and I look at the other Europe elite teams. There's a lot of issues with the other teams. Like Real Madrid, I just feel like I just think Real Madrid's way too obvious. I don't think they're gonna do back to back. Barcelona, where I just don't trust their defense. And really, I mean, who else is really there? I mean, Manchester City, I'm sorry, I don't see it without Rodri. Inter is one I was potentially considering, but I don't think Inzaghi will prioritize the Champions League. Um, and yeah, I mean, those were really realistic contenders, guys. I was thinking so, and then maybe Bayern, but I just don't see Bayern doing it. I just think this Bayern team is not as comparable as to Liverpool. I just think Liverpool is way better. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough one, but I do think Liverpool will win the Champions League. And then my prediction number 12 is I think Salah will win the Ballon d'Or. I believe Salah because I predict him to win the EPL and the UCL. Oh, that's easy. He's got to win the Ballon d'Or for sure. And with no international competitions, well, there are international competitions, but with international competitions, Salah's not going to take part of until December. It gives him a great chance. Now maybe if the AFCON was, let's say, in January, oh, then it might be a bit tricky. But because the AFCON is going to be in December, it won't affect the Ballon d'Or whatsoever. So I do think Salah will win the Ballon d'Or. Number 13 is yes, I do think Spurs will win the FA Cup. I do think Spurs will actually win the FA Cup, guys. I just think for me, I think they're going to prioritize competition desperately because I think the Carabao Cup is a lost cause. They're playing against Liverpool. And the Europa League, I just feel like they're going to run into a better team. And I just think FA Cup is the most realistic. And obviously, Premier League, there's no chance. So I just feel like this is the best chance for Spurs to win a trophy. And I think they'll do it in the FA Cup. I know this prediction may age horribly. And I know I may not be proud of this prediction. But I have to go with the gamble. Prediction number 14 is I think Trent will move to Real Madrid on a free, and I'm going to say during the summer of 2025. I think it'll be Real Madrid will get him. I just feel like my reasoning is that I feel like if he was going to sign a contract extension, he would have signed by now. And I just feel like Trent's not really interested in renewing, which is why he didn't sign it yet. So I really hope I'm wrong with this prediction because this will be such a big steal for Real Madrid. But I do think Trent's going to move to Real Madrid. Number 15 is I think Gokrez will move to EPL team. I'm predicting it'll be Spurs, and I think it'll be the record transfer during the summer of 2025, guys. I do think it'll be the record transfer, and I do think it's going to be a huge deal, guys. Huge deal, and I could see Spurs going for him. I know it's a bit of a weird one because I know Spurs are linked. I think Chelsea, Arsenal linked at the time of this recording, but guys, I don't know. I have a feeling Spurs will do it. Prediction number 16, Real Madrid win the Club World Cup. They're the most decorated team in the competition, and I think they'll prize this competition, and I think Real Madrid will win it. Number 17 is that Qatar did not qualify for the World Cup. Now, this was a bit of interesting because I was debating between Qatar and Saudi. But the reason why I went with Qatar is because at least with Saudi, I could at least see them picking things up. With Harvey Renard, I do have faith he's a better coach. Whereas Qatar, I don't see any positives to come from. Because, I'm sorry, without Almas, Ali, and Akram Afif, this Qatar team is really trash. Their midfield is horrendous. And you know one of the reasons why they've been so bad post-Asian Cup? Is because their captain, Al Haydos, retired. He was like one of their most integral players. And that's the reason why Qatar looks so bad midfield-wise and defensively. Because he was like the structure, the defensive structure. And without a proper center mid like him, Qatar just don't have that leadership in the midfield and the defense. And I just think that for me, you can score all the goals you want, But if we conceded a lot, it doesn't mean anything. So I don't think Qatar will qualify for a World Cup. Now, I know it's a big shout, but I don't think they will qualify. Number two is Nigeria. Nigeria, I think, will qualify for the World Cup. I know there's a lot of, there's a lot of, there's a lot of tension going on in Nigeria. I know there's a lot of chaos going on in Nigeria with the federation, with the management, and everything. But I do think Nigeria will sort things out. I think they'll sort things out, and I think the break, this couple of month break for the World Cup qualifiers, may be the best thing to happen for Nigeria. And I think Nigeria can put all the focus on qualifying for the World Cup because let's be real, guys. At a squad of this caliber, they should be qualifying. But guys, it's gonna be close, and I do think Nigeria will cut it through close and by the finest of margins. So I think Nigeria will still qualify, not as comfortably as other teams, but I think they'll qualify by like maybe goal difference or 1 point. Number 19 is that Canada win the Gold Cup. I think Canada will finally win a trophy on the U.S. soil, and I feel like Canada will do it. And I just feel like for me, this is it for Canada. I just feel like they're progressing so well. We saw what they did last year in the Copa America. I think they were fantastic defensively. Their attack is isn't as prolific as their defense, but I do think Canada defensively are going to give a lot of issues. And so I do think Canada will win the Gold Cup. I also feel like United States, we don't know if United States will send their best roster. So, and I just don't see Mexico doing it. So I'm going to go with Canada win the Gold Cup. Number 20 is I think USA will win the Nations League. I think we'll four-peat the Nations League. I just think we have the best squad, and I think we're going to prioritize this very significantly. And I think we're going to try to do 4 in a row. And then 21 is I think Germany will win the Nations League. As long as Germany don't win just Spain, I think they'll win it. And I just feel like for me, Spain, I don't think we'll prioritize this. And I just think Germany's going to do it. I think Germany, for me, in my personal opinion, on form, they're the second best national team in Europe, in my personal opinion. Number 22 is that Morocco to win the AFCON. I just feel like for me, when it comes to AFCON, host nation, they have everything what it takes. And I look at the other contenders, I don't think Ivory Coast can do back-to-back. Senegal, I feel like, are past it. Algeria, I think they haven't proven it for me in the last couple of AFCONs. Nigeria, as we know, are a mess. So there's really, I don't know who else could stop Morocco to win the AFCON. I really don't know. And Egypt, I know people are bringing up Egypt, but I think Egypt already missed their chances in 2019, 2021, and 2017. I don't think Salah's going to get another chance. So for me, it's really Morocco or maybe Egypt. And everyone else, I just don't see it. So yeah, for me, Morocco to win the AFCON. And then number 23 is Venezuela. I think they'll qualify for the World Cup through the playoffs. And I think they'll do it, guys. I just think their home games against Peru and Bolivia, I expect them to win. And I think if they win those games, they should have enough to make the playoffs. And they should have enough to ultimately qualify for the WC. And then number 24 is I think Spain will win the Women's Euros. And then number 25 is I think Argentina will still remain the highest ranked nation in the FIFA ranking. So there you guys have it. Those are my predictions, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. And yeah, like I said, guys, let's see how it ages at the end of the year.